Hi everyone, Catherine Newton here. And I wanted to ask you around where your focus is right now. I know that it's kind of challenging right now with getting ready for Christmas and the holidays, and things are kind of winding up. But what I wanted to just check in with you right here, right now, whether you are out there building your business or whether you're in a career, I wanted to just check in and just really bring you back to the question of asking you is, could you be happier in your life right now? Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why am I asking this question? Well, the truth is that when I first started working with my business coach, my goodness, probably about 9 years ago, I remember my business coach saying to me, he said, how much money do you want to make, Catherine? And he was convinced that I needed to put down a financial amount. What I said to him at the time is, I said to him, I just want to be happy. That my goal, my end goal, was always happiness, and that was always my focus. And I would drive him crazy because he would want me to put down some hairy, big, audacious goal, and I'd be like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And I think happiness is something that we all strive for. And at our core, I believe that we all want to be happy. And so I want to ask you, do you consider yourself to be happy right now? Do you consider yourself to be happy with where you're at right now? Do you consider yourself to be in flow? Do you consider yourself to be in a space of where you are, and you're knowing you're in the right place at the right time? Because there's a number of people right now that are experiencing otherwise. And what I know to be true is that, having done some research around a recent Gallup poll, what they're saying is that 50% of us are happy. So that's awesome. Yay for happy people, right? What do happy people do? Is happy people lift the vibration of the planet. So ideally what we want is we want more of that, right? Okay, so what we also know to be true is that 40% of people are trying to be happy. And again, high five to you guys, because when we're trying to be happy, then what we're doing is we are moving ourselves forward. We're asking ourselves the question, what could I do to be happier right now? And we're checking in with ourselves, and we're identifying into what that is. Well, 3% out there are suffering. And so, I guess, to know that that is a fact, but also to celebrate the fact that there are a number of people that are actually trying to be happy, which is just wonderful. What we also know is that we're born with an attitude of happiness, which is fascinating. We're born with a happiness set point, which is kind of a little the same as we're born with a money set point as well. And some are born very happy, and some are born not so much happy. And I just find this fascinating because as we're out there, as I said, building our businesses and building our careers and getting on with our lives, what we know is that we can actually activate or retrain our brains in order for us to be able to think differently. And before we know it, we're going to be moving out of those patterns that don't serve us, and we're going to be thinking differently. So if you're a glass half empty kind of person, and let's face it, we all know lots of people like that, one of the ways you can try to be happier is that you can look at yourself as a critical thinker instead of thinking of yourself as that you're a negative person. What we also know to be true is that while 50% of happiness is actually genetic, 40% of happiness can be learned. So if you're not really happy with what you're doing right now, if you're not happy in your career, if you're not happy with your business, if you're not happy how your business is going, if you're not happy with how your marketing is going, how your money is showing up, what's awesome is that you can learn. You've got to adapt what I call in regards to the entrepreneurial mindset, you've got to adapt a marketing mindset, whereby what you're doing is that you're actually taking time out of your day and asking yourself every day, what is going to bring me happiness and what's going to bring my clients happiness? Because we make it about ourselves, but actually it's not really about ourselves, is it? Because would you agree that when we're serving others, then we are happier? Interestingly enough, Gallup actually interviewed 1 million people, and what they found was that people were at their happiest when they were having 8.5 hours of social interaction a day. Now, if you're lucky enough to work for yourself, then you need to make an effort at making sure that you get that social interaction. Don't just sit at home and, sit by the computer and expect yourself to be fulfilled. Actually allow yourself to be in that space of actually, realizing that actually you need to get out there and you need to have that social interaction. So my question to you here is, what do you need to do to get that social interaction? For me, The social activity in my business is fundamentally important. To me, it's just as important going out for a coffee or a breakfast or a lunch meeting as it is for me to actually be writing a blog, because I'm making contacts and I'm building relationships and I'm doing the things that make me happy. So my next question to you is if you had more money, would it make you happier? Well, most people think that if they had more money, then actually it would make them happier. But the research shows, once again, that actually earning up to $75,000 is where people are actually at their happiest. And anything over and above that $75,000, and it becomes a little bit meaningless. And so when it comes to you making more money, ask yourself, well, what can you be doing to be doing things that are, I guess, authentic, right? So what authentically would make you happy, and spend time on making money from those things. So if you love networking, right, go and network. If you love building relationships, go and build relationships. Go and create social situations. If you love the mechanics of a business, then go and do that. If you love making deals, then go and make deals. Focus on what you love to do, and that is going to bring you happiness. Also, be sure to surround yourself with people that make you happy, especially right now. If you are not feeling happy, go and find someone who is, and go and hang out with them, and go and, have a yarn with them, or pick their brains, or get motivated by them, because this in itself is going to be bringing up your happiness. You see, the ideas and the attitudes with which a person shows up in life will affect how they're feeling within their happiness. And it's about changing the habits and changing the characteristics and changing the way that you see things. So when you are seeing things that are showing up in your life that are not making you quite so happy, simply recognizing that these things are showing up and responding to it in a different way, seeing it in a different light, taking a breath and saying, thank you, gosh, thank you for that lesson. Thank you for that learning. Thank you for helping me see things differently, and actually responding differently. I love to follow the 4 agreements. So one of them is to always do your best. Never take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and be impeccable with your word. If you do those things and you follow those systems, and you surround yourself with people who are also following that way of thinking, then you could hold each other up. And right now, more than ever, this is exactly what you need to be doing. So your goal needs to be to asking yourself, what can I be doing right now in my business? What can I be doing right now within my life that's making me happier? Because we know that happiness is a learned behavior. So go out there and learn how to make yourself happier, and asking yourself, what can you do right now that brings you as much joy as doubling your money? Right? Because what will happen is that when you're doing that thing that brings you joy, that's when the money comes. That's when the happiness comes. And it's like this 2-pronged effect that is going to allow you to realize that actually the happiness that you desire is actually right there. So go and join yourself a club. Go and socialize. Go and mix with other people. Go and be around like-minded souls. Go and do what you love. And what that will do is that will boost your happiness. Can I also tell you that Harvard University did a study quite some time ago, and they said that actually sitting quietly for 10 minutes a day actually increases your happiness. So if you're not feeling it, and you're trying to put together a marketing plan at the moment, being the end of the year, or you're trying to do something that's going to be fulfilling your sales funnel, or you're trying to have some sales conversations and you're just not feeling it, go and sit somewhere quietly for 10 minutes. And this in turn will help you to feel happier. There are so many things you can be doing right now. But if there's anything I want you to take away from this, is that when something arises that makes you feel less than happy, take a moment, take a beautiful deep breath, be in silence, be in quiet, and just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for who knows what at the time, right? But just be in that space of gratitude. What does that do? Is that lifts your vibration just ever so slightly takes you out of that place of fear, out of that place of worry, out of that place of doubt, and just allows you to be in that space of thank you. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's okay. You've got this. You can do this. You can do this because you are. You know what is that that Marianne Williamson says? You are a child of God, and you are here to be brilliant. So who are you not to be? Magnificent and brilliant. What do you need to do that is remind yourself. And often when I get myself into a place where I need to check in and ask myself, how can I be happy? As I'll ask myself the question. And I'll say, if I were afraid of nothing, what would I do? Or if afraid of nothing, what would I do? What would I do to make more money right now? What would I do to get some sales across the line? What would I do to get some more social interaction? What would I do to change my attitude? What would I do to see things differently? And if you ask yourself these questions, what you'll find is that you start to think a little differently, you start to be uplifted, and you start to see that you can approach your situation a little differently. And just while I've been talking to you, just outside my window, there's a beautiful butterfly that's just fluttering around on this beautiful summer's day here in Auckland. So happiness is the key. Remember, at the core of it all, we all want to be happier. So support each other in that happiness, and know that of the 57% of you who are already happy, that's awesome. Know that there are 40% of people who are trying to be happy, and let's hold a space for everyone to celebrate this possibility that that happiness is something that can be learnt. So go be happy in your business, go be happy in your career, go be happy with your loved ones by being in that place of gratitude right here, right now. Deep breath in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Practice that, and that's a really, really great start. Then go and do something in your business that makes you happy. Go and have a conversation with someone that makes you happy. Pick up the phone and talk to someone who makes you happy, a client that you just adore, that you love spending time with, and see how you can be of service. Do that one thing, and I guarantee you'll finish your day happier. That's my plan. My job as an entrepreneurial success coach, a speaker, a trainer, is to actually make people happier. It's what I love to do. So I hope that today I have inspired you on some level to be happier. Go do it. All right. Have a happy day. Bye.